Shorter quarterback who was listed over 6 feet, black stature, and has average arm strength. He's not super productive in the cars. He's actually the backup quarterback in the Power 5 car. I don't know. I've always thought I was better than a lot of people thought I was.
It's title time. Bittersweet. National championship game. Last game of the year. We love it, but it's also sad because after tonight, college football is gone until August. Right now, college game day is on, and they're talking about poor old Stetson Bennett was buried in the depth chart, under 6 feet, didn't have the best arm, accuracy was average at best. You know, just pouring on the sob story here about poor old Stetson Bennett, now the starting quarterback at Georgia. You know, the comeback kid, I guess, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, he's really pouring it on right now. I do have give me 1 second. Where did I write that at? I do have a quick update. Hold on just a second here. Alright. Alright, so yes, update for my Patreon page. The prices are coming down. Let's see. We haven't named them yet, but this is the general consensus. Level 1, the lowest level, will be $2.99. Level 2 will be $4.99. Level 3, $9.99. And the highest level is still $19.99. So a little bit cheaper and one more level added to it. $1.99 comes with free $1.99 comes with free koozie and access to exclusive videos. $4.99, same stuff, and entered into monthly drawings for free giveaways. $9.99, all that, plus a free poll questions and video suggestions. And finally, the last level, all that, plus one free personal call from yours truly, Golden Blue Dude, and one video idea per month of their choice, plus entered to win an all-expense paid trip to a college football game with me, Golden Blue Dude. We're tinkering with one more, and that's the highest. I said the $19.99 was the highest, but there's actually the $49.99. So this, you know, for that, everything else that I mentioned, you get a 15-minute conversation with Golden Blue Dude, plus you get exclusive access to Joey, my sponsor. You get to know what shows are coming up before anybody else. You also get the game, all expense paid. We'll probably bump that up to 2 games for the $49.99. And Level 5 also gets to come up with one question for any and all guests on the show. So you get to come up with the questions that I am going to ask my guests. So at least all that. We'll probably add to it. But that's the general consensus. So the lowest will be $2.99, then $4.99, then $9.99, $19.99, and $49.99. That highest one, you get a bunch of stuff. 2 games. Now, the only thing with the going to a game with me is we would have to figure out logistics. Like if you're an Oregon fan and you want me to go to an Oregon, that one might be a little bit tough. So we'd have to come to an agreement on that. So I'm thinking any game that's on the east side of the Mississippi, no problem. And then past that, we'd have to work it out. Texas could be doable. Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, all those. Once you get into the Rocky Mountains, that's getting a little far out there. Wyatt Kaufman says, do you think WVU will win the Natty in your lifetime? Oh my gosh. I sure hope so. I sure hope so. My lifetime has been the best time to be a West Virginia fan. So we've been close 3 times. I've seen it 3 times. In '88, I was a youngin'. I was only about 6 years old, 5 years old. But I saw that. In '93, I was 9 or 10. I believe I was 9. When we went to the Sugar Bowl and got blasted, I think it was like 41-7. And then, of course, 2007, we came up 1 game short. So we got to figure out how to get to the playoffs consistently before we start thinking about actually winning a national championship. Right now, they're breaking down film, talking about how vaunted the Alabama defense is all of a sudden. Really, the biggest issue with the first game as far as the SEC championship is Georgia's defense being out of place and Georgia's defensive line not getting any pressure whatsoever. That if Georgia wants to win tonight, that has to change. That's the big thing that has to change. Alabama does not have a great defense. Georgia has an okay offense. But the battle that they have to win is Georgia's defense versus Alabama's offense. That's the biggest thing right there. And it did not look right at all against Alabama in the SEC Championship. Now, I have $120 on this game. I picked Georgia, laid the 2.5, I think was the line at the time. So I do have something writing on this. What happened was I entered into a betting pool at the beginning of the season. We bet every single week against the spread. Every single week, including bowls and championships. Every single week. At least 10 games per week. So, over the course of the season, there was 30 people involved. This is the last game of the year. I'm up by 1 point. 1 point. This will decide it. And I can't lose any points, but the guy that I'm going up against, he picked Alabama against the spread. So, if Alabama wins, he gains a point and I don't, and we're even. So then it will go to our score prediction. I'm guaranteed $115 because that's second place in this particular pool. Guaranteed. But if I can hang on to that number 1 spot, I'll win $335. So, yeah. I got some money on this. But it is nice to have, a net to where I know it's not all or nothing. I'm still winning something. But $120, that's a pretty good chunk of change right there. What do you think of WU hiring a new offensive coordinator today in Graham Harrell? Loved it. Great hire. Okay hire, but wanted something else. Hate that hire. Should not have changed the OC. I would go with number 1. Loved it. I think it's a great hire. Graham Harrell, he's a Big 12 guy. He was the quarterback for Texas Tech. Finished 4th in the Heisman vote. I think it was 2006, something like that. Under Mike Leach. Our biggest issue was offensive play calls and quarterback situation. He's a quarterback guy. I think he's absolutely what we needed. And we do have Jared Parker still as co-offensive coordinator. That way we don't just call pass plays because Graham Harrell, I'm not going to lie, he likes to call pass plays a lot. So we did need somebody to offset that. So we have that in co-offensive coordinator Jared Parker. I think it's a great hire. And now the 5-star that was at USC has entered the portal pretty much immediately after West Virginia announced that they hired Graham Harrell. So we could be getting a former 5-star quarterback at West Virginia. You talk about things changing in a 24-hour period. My gosh. That's about as dramatic as you can get. You go from coming off a 6-7 season, not knowing what next year is going to look like, to hiring one of the best offensive coordinators on the West Coast and now the 5-star that he was looking over might be coming to West Virginia as well. That's insane. That is insane. Do you think West Virginia will win the Big 12 championship this year? No, I don't think we're quite there yet. I think we'll make a big jump. Maybe finish second, third, and I'd be okay with that. Fourth, I'd be okay with that. Fifth, I think we finished sixth this year, sixth or seventh. So, I mean, it would be better, but I'm going for fourth or higher. Oh, from what I saw, Jackson was a 5-star. My bad, but still a 4-star, especially with Nico. I mean, 2 4-stars. Man, everywhere I looked at said he was a 5-star. So I don't. That's crazy. But anyways, high caliber recruit. So yeah, West Virginia. Yeah, if you want to support the show, simple, easy, fast, free. Hit the thumbs up. Doesn't cost a thing. Helps hit the YouTube algorithm, gets it suggested more, and more fans come in and talk trash, score predictions. I'm all for that. If you'd like to make a financial donation or contribution to help keep the show going, we always have the Super Chat down on your bottom right, and the PayPal link, which Joey will post. Well, nope, Joey's already on it. He posted the link already. Good job, Joey, right on top of it. Every little bit is appreciated. Today's been a busy day. I've already put out 2 videos. I did an interview, and now a live show. And that's another thing for the Patreon page. The interviews that I have, I got to cut and edit for my channel. Well, if you're on Patreon page, you'll get the full interview. I'll even say unedited, so you'll even catch the mistakes. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say that. Yes. If you become a Patreon member, at least level 2, the $4.99. If you become a Patreon member, you'll get the full unedited bloopers, everything, mess ups, whatever. It's all in there. You'll get it all. Sensu YT says, I think Alabama by 2 TDs. I mean, that's not insane. They whooped Georgia the first time. I just have this whole different type of thinking because I'm convinced that Georgia did the job for Alabama to get in the playoffs. Now that they're both in, Georgia can whoop them or barely win, however they want to look. Because the SEC can't lose now. Two teams are in, so there you go. Voice of Motown dropped by, and he confirms that Dart is a 5-star in the updated transfer portal rankings. That's what I meant. As of right now, he's rated as a 5-star. Out of high school, I believe he was a 4-star. Give me a second, Joey. Yeah, he was a 4-star coming out of high school. For whatever reason, they've upgraded him to a 5-star. So, let's see. Do I think Colorado would join the Big 12? I actually do. It's funny that you said that because, yeah, I do think that Colorado will, not could. I think in the future they will rejoin the Big 12. I think they're going to realize that they make far less money in the Pac-12 and that, I mean, they do fit in, but they really don't fit in. That could draw Utah in the Big 12. We're going to see a lot of switching around once this latest contract runs out for all the TV deals. I'm telling you, this is nowhere close to being done. I'm still projecting West Virginia to the ACC, even though I kind of made some videos down on that. Trust me, keep in contact with my sources. They're sticking to it, and starting to hear other stuff about that. So West Virginia to the ACC. I do think Colorado and Utah could most definitely come to the Big 12. I really do. Especially with the Big 12 bringing in BYU. They're going to make a lot more money, and it'll make a little bit more sense. Travel, expenses, all that stuff. Yeah. I see Utah and Joey, you put up a poll and there's no question. It happens. It happens. We're good. Future playoff success for WVU possible in the Big 12. Man, anything's possible. I just don't like the fit there. I don't like West Virginia's fit in the Big 12. I know a lot of people are saying, well, they brought in Cincinnati and UCF. That helps. That brings the demographic back over to the East Coast a little bit more. Yeah, but if you look at it, Morgantown to Orlando is about as long as Morgantown to where Iowa State is. So it doesn't really help us all that much. Now, Cincinnati, yeah, but that's one team. One team. I mean, does that really help? I mean, I'll love playing Cincinnati every year. Don't get me wrong. But as far as our position in the Big 12, it doesn't really help us all that much. It doesn't. And yes, the Pac-12 could collapse from bankruptcy. They're not making nearly enough money. It could actually flip into losing money and, yes, go bankrupt and collapse. But what I think happens before that is I think teams will see the trend before it happens. So you'll see teams jumping ship before the Pac-12 actually collapses. Like maybe a Washington, the 2 Washington schools and the 2 Oregon schools going to the Big 10. Colorado and Utah and the Arizona schools going to the Big 12. And then the big names in Southern Cal like UCLA and USC, even though it's a stretch, could end up in the SEC because they have big brands. But we'll see what happens. That's a long ways off. New poll. If you had to bet, where would you bet that Jackson Dart lands from the transfer portal? Ole Miss, Notre Dame, Georgia, WVU. All outlets that I'm seeing, all outlets are projecting Jackson Dart to go to West Virginia. Now, whether that happens or not remains to be seen. But that's a strong indicator when pretty much all sources, all news sources are saying that Jackson Dart is headed to West Virginia. And I'm getting some pushback from West Virginia fans. Well, that'll run Nico Marco off. No, not necessarily. Just because there's quarterback competition doesn't necessarily mean it's going to run somebody off. Especially, what if you split it and you want the best quarterback to start anyways, right? So, number one, it would give a chance for Nico to prove himself. And number two, if he gets beat out, then he'll work his way back into it. Either way, that's a win. And both have... Well, Nico has, if he's redshirted, he has 5 years. I doubt that, though. But even Jackson has 4 years left. So even that. Thank you to the Pig Bear. He just became a $5 Patreon. I appreciate that, bud. I hope you enjoy the perks that comes with that. I'm going to try to upload I did an interview video today with Brian Joswiak, a former West Virginia player. He played from, I think it was from 81 to 85. Very, very good offensive tackle for West Virginia. In fact, he was voted in as a consensus All-American. So I have an interview with him ready. I just got to edit for the channel. And then for the Patreon page, you'll have the full unedited version, bloopers, mess-ups, phone rings when they're not supposed to. All the stuff that I have to cut out for the regular videos. I'm going to try to post that to the Patreon page as soon as possible tomorrow. Sometime tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. So I'll definitely vote West Virginia on that. Oh, never mind. Forgot about that part. Gold and Blue Dude. You ever get tired of a Big Ten versus Pac-12 Rose Bowl? I think others should get a shot at it. Yeah, that comes with the old school mentality of certain teams being locked in. I agree with you. I mean, look at all the other bowls. It used to be certain conferences were locked into certain bowls. I think we're past those days of, the Rose Bowl being Pac-12 versus Big Ten. I mean, it's even been used as a playoff game where it wasn't Pac-12 versus Big Ten. So whenever it's not a playoff game, what's the point in keeping it Pac-12 Big Ten? What's the point? If you use it as a playoff game, and during those playoff games it's not a Pac-12 versus Big Ten, what's the point of keeping it that matchup when it's not a playoff game? It makes no sense. We got some Dogs fans coming into the screen live stream. So let's get some score predictions. Dogs fans, Bama fans, neutral fans, don't give a crap fans. I don't care. Give me your score prediction. My score prediction is 38-28 Georgia. I think they bounce back in a big way. I think their defense shows up. I do think Alabama will score some points. I do. Alabama's going to score some points. Bryce Young is a very, very talented quarterback. But Georgia's defense only had one bad game, and it was so weird. Nobody else scored more than 17 points, and that was Tennessee. We get back to the playoffs, and Michigan can't score more than a dozen, 34-11. So yeah, Georgia, they're gonna. It wouldn't surprise me if Alabama didn't score 20 points. I know that probably is a shocker, me saying that. But seeing what the Georgia defense has done all year, except for that one weird game, it wouldn't surprise me if Alabama didn't score 20 points. I mean, heck, they only scored, what, 26-27 against Cincinnati. Cincinnati's defense is nowhere as good as Georgia's. So, yeah, that wouldn't surprise me either. But either way, like I've said before, tomorrow I'll be either putting out a, man, I was wrong. Alabama really did get just hot and turned into a different team and turned into the number one team, national champion, and I was dead wrong about my theory. Or I told you so video where it feels like Georgia did the job for Alabama to get them into the playoffs. And until I see the final score and Alabama, the national champion, I'm sticking with that. But, you know, I've been proven wrong before. So, you know, if I am proven wrong, I'll step up and admit it. And we'll go from there. It'll be the craziest thing I ever saw. That's for sure. How a team goes from struggling, barely beating teams to dominating teams in one game. I've never seen it. Never, ever seen it. So, if that does happen, I'll be blown away. I'll be blown away. It doesn't make any sense to me. Usually a team that wins the national championship looks like the national champion, or at least could be the national championship all year. You cannot sit there and tell me that Alabama looked like a team that could win the national championship in the regular season. One game. Ole Miss. When they beat down Ole Miss, that was a team that looked like could win a national championship. But all the other games, no, it didn't look like it. It didn't look like it. So that's what doesn't make sense to me. Usually, when you watch the regular season, even if it's a team out of nowhere, at least you can tell, oh, wait a minute, that team looks good. There's something cooking with that team. So that's why I keep saying this makes no sense at all. A team struggling, barely winning, all of a sudden is a juggernaut. My brain can't comprehend that, guys. My brain can't comprehend that. An Alabama offensive line that struggled against the LSU defensive line, the Auburn defensive line, the Arkansas defensive line, somehow stifled the best defensive line in all of college football and one of the best defensive lines that we've seen in a very long time. And all of a sudden, a defense that's been dominating was out of place, leaving huge gaps of field for Alabama, losing track of their man. That doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Jeff, being wrong doesn't ruin credibility. That makes me human. J-Dub says, you're confused because you don't understand what you're looking at. Your credibility has crumbled in the past 2 months. That's funny, dude. That's funny. You'll know me better than that. How many points will Georgia score tonight? 42% says 11 to 21. 42% says 22 to 31. 14% says 32 plus. And 0%. So everybody thinks they're going to score at least 10 points. All right, that makes sense. Dead even with the 11 to 21 and the 22 to 31. Okay. It makes sense. Georgia doesn't have a great offense, so I don't disagree with that. I guess the bigger question is how many points is Alabama going to score? That's the big thing to look at. Does Georgia's defense stay on the bus again? Yeah, and on that, I would still go in the 22 to 31 range because I think they're going to score some points, but not 41. And it wouldn't surprise me if Georgia's defense held them to under 20, like they did everybody else in the nation. Everybody. Including Michigan. Excuse me. Including Kentucky. Including Arkansas. Including Auburn. Including four of the same teams that Alabama struggled with. So that's going to be an interesting... I want to see that one. That one's cool. I want to see who wins that poll. Hold on. Fox is wanting to see if I want to bet on the wild card. No. National championship. Let's see what they got going on here. What kind of... Alright, first question. How many total touchdowns will be scored in this game? Well, I got 38-28, so that's 5 and 4, so that's 9. A is 0 through 3. B is 4. C is 5. D is 6. E is 7. And F is 8 plus. I'm going with F. Which team will have the most tackles and how many will they have? Georgia. Crap. I don't know. That's crazy. The choices are 0 to 55, 56 or 57, 58 or 59, 60 or 61, 62 and 63, 64, 65, 60. Man, that's crazy. I'm going to guess, though. I'm going to say 67, 66 or 67. Which team will have the highest punt average, and what will it be? I say Alabama because they'll have to punt more, and I think they have a slightly better punter. And I'm going to say 42. Which team will have the highest kick return average, and what will it be? Oof. I'll go with Alabama on that one, and I'll go 22 to 23. Which team will have the longest field goal and by how long? Dadgummit. I thought this was going to ask, who do I think is going to win? Longest field goal. Oh my gosh. I'll give that to Alabama. And I'll say 39-40 range. Which team will win and by how many points? Finally. Georgia, 9 to 10. Alright, there we go. If I win $500. So that would be an even sweeter night. We'll see how that goes. Man, that was some crazy questions. Hold on. Let's give some shout-outs real quick. First, the poll. How many points will Bama score in the game tonight? 0 to 10, 11 to 21, 22 to 31, or 32 plus? Be interesting to see that one. All right, let's give some shout-outs real quick. We got Christian, Jeff Grimm, big-time supporter. Appreciate you, bud. The Mountaineer Effect. Go check out his channel whenever you get a chance. The Pig Bear, who just became a Patreon member. Appreciate you. It's me, TW. It's me, Twitch? It's me, Twitch. I think that's your screen name. Hummus Hero in the house. Sports Fraud. Sports Fraud, that's good. Tyler Two Chains. Wyatt Kaufman. Kelly McCourt. John Park. Lewis Pap. Or Pop. I might be saying that wrong. Is it Pap? Yeah, Lewis Pap. John Park. Let's see. Mountaineer News 2. Sensu Y2. The voice of Motown, of course, Brad Smith, he stopped by. Ben Codwell, Crypt Keeper, Marty Cloyd. Did I miss anybody? Neo in the house, TND in the house, Jeff Black, Jeff Webster, Nick D TV. Haven't seen you in a while, man. What's up? Let's see. Anybody else? Kevin Wood, Drew Miles, Derpy Gaming. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. American Football Network. John Cofield. I might have said that already. I apologize if I did. Let's see. I think that, nope. MSU Detroit. Yeah, MSU Detroit fan. Big E7375 in the house. Ray Finkel's house. What's going on, man? Thanks for stopping by. Sam Stouffer. Average Joe. It reminds me of that movie, Dodgeball. Let's see. Anybody else? Anybody else? I think I got everybody. I'm just making sure, though. Vandy Dandy. I see you, man. I see you. Evan Wiley. Yeah. I think I got everybody. Lucas Sharp. Fat Dad. Matt Lane. Man, the Bengals, my gosh. Yeah, they, them beating, Kansas City, that's something else right there. Y'all don't forget to hit the like button, by the way. That helps hit the YouTube algorithm, gets this thing suggested more people come, more trash talk, score predictions, back and forth, all that good stuff. Sussy, who is starting? Not sure. We got 42 minutes and 50 seconds left until kickoff. GBD, can you make a video on how to fix Memphis basketball? Oh, man. I'll have to look into that. I'm not really sure what's wrong with it, but I can look into it and see what I can do. By the way, since y'all are here, since y'all are hanging out, quick update on the sub count. We're up to 5,052. We broke through the 5,000 barrier, and we're starting to explode again, guys. Starting to explode again. I like it. 5,052 on to 10,000 by the end of the year. Scotty B, the Baylor King. I forgot to shout you out, my man. I'm sorry. Great supporter, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing with everybody. Just let it be a good game. The last game wasn't really all that great. Renee Rocha stopping by. Georgia is going to take another ace whooping. After that, the media and YouTubers will again try and make excuses for Georgia's weak secondary 45-17. I actually think it's the opposite because Alabama's missing Mechie and 2 offensive linemen. So when Georgia wins, Alabama does have a built-in excuse. So I think it's going to be the other way around. And Alabama will be able to hang their hat on the SEC championship. See, this is what we look like full strength, and we're missing a few key players in this game. That's why we got beat. Crimson Brave stopping by. There's Talkus Pit. Yeah, I don't see Bama containing Jordan Davis. Well, they did the first game. Look, Go back and watch the game. That defensive line was going at half speed. Seriously. Seriously, half freaking speed. Georgia got up by 10, and Nick Saban was waving. Hey, the deal. Remember, we had a deal. Oh, Kirby, my bad. We forgot. We got you. We got you. What happens? Alabama scores 4 straight times, which was unheard of the entire season and in the playoffs when they beat the brakes off of Michigan. No deal tonight, guys. There is no deal on the table. Raven Vane stopping by. Yeah, I'm trying to keep up with y'all and shout y'all out as I see you pop up. Let's see. Facts speak for themselves. What are you referring to? My bad, Talkus Pit. I didn't see your name. LOL, Saban just a better coach. Better QB play, better team. Except not. I mean, look at the entire season. I mean, the entire... It just doesn't make sense. Adam J. in the house. Zero evidence Georgia can win this. Except for every game except the SEC championship game. C-Dog just uploaded a hate video on Georgia. I'll have to check that out. I'll have to check that out for sure. And to be honest with you, Alabama, even though the score was lopsided and it wasn't really that close, Alabama had some issues with Cincinnati. I mean, they didn't score that many points at all. I know they ran the ball a little bit more, but they had some issues, especially on offense against Cincinnati for whatever reason. Stupid phone cord. There we go. We got this, guys. They have literally played. Yeah, they have. And that's what I've been saying. If you go back and look at the game, Georgia's defensive line got 0 push against Alabama's offensive line. One-on-one situations all game long. Nothing. They were half-assing it, and the linebackers and secondary were out of place the entire game. You look at that Georgia defense against literally every other team, including a good Michigan, completely different. Now, Georgia's offense did what Georgia's offense usually does. Puts up points, not a lot of points, but some points. It was just the defense that was the big red flag. If you watch that game and there weren't red flags going off as to this is not making any sense, then I don't know what you were watching. I've tried to explain it the best I can. Bottom line is they're going to play again, and either tomorrow I'm going to be making a video on how wrong I was, or I'm going to be making a video saying I tried to warn you, Bama fans. So either one of those videos guaranteed to happen. Which one, we will see after tonight's game. What we're doing right now is just a big back and forth. This game will decide what we're talking about. How many points will West Virginia beat Pitt by next year? Before today's hire and potential quarterback get from USC, I was a little nervous. Pitt getting Keaton Slovis, I was a little nervous. But now that we have Graham Harrell, the guy that knows Keaton Slovis more than anybody on planet Earth, except maybe his mama, and possibly getting the Dart kid, another 4-star. I think West Virginia beats Pitt by, good gosh, dude. I would have to go the lowest, 14-21. That's a rivalry. You need to do another choice, like between 3 and 10. I would love for West Virginia to beat Pitt by 100 points. I just don't see it happening. But all right, so let me explain my situation. For the SEC championship game, I didn't have any money on it, okay? Because there was something telling me that what happened could happen as far as Georgia. And a lot of the crazy, y'all act like I'm crazy, but a lot of people called it, saying it's a big possibility that Georgia could do the job for Alabama to get them into the playoffs. Pretty much every sports YouTuber out there was talking about that possibility. So why people come in here and act like, oh, you're crazy, blah. We've been talking about it since before the SEC championship game. It happened, okay? So this is not some random idea that I came up with. A lot of sports YouTubers were talking about that possibility to get two SEC teams in. Georgia named their price, and the SEC paid them. Simple as that. Because it just makes no sense how a team can struggle, and all of a sudden beat an elite team like a drum. Makes no sense. I mean, it wasn't just they barely beat Georgia by a field goal. I mean, it was good margin. Leave no doubt about that. Yeah, I'm still concerned about West Virginia's offensive line. That is for sure. I will say that. Eric Bolin says UGA wins. Have to pressure, not coverage. Thank you. That's another thing that didn't make sense. You go back and watch the SEC championship game. It was all coverage. All coverage. They didn't try to pressure Bryce Young. The defensive line got no push. Guys out of place. They ran a completely different defense. Even the players came out and said it. We ran a different defense. Don't know why. It was Alabama. We thought we had to do something different. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, I'll either have to make a video saying I was an idiot and I was wrong. Alabama is the number one team. They won the national championship. They proved it again. And that the SEC championship was not a fluke. Or I want to make an I told you so video. Quick new poll. Serious poll. Serious poll questions this time. Are you subscribed and have you liked this video? Notice he didn't ask, do you agree with me? That has nothing to do with it. We're not asking if you agree with me. Have you liked this video? Yes to both. Yes, I'm subscribed, but didn't like the video. Yes, I liked the video, but not subbed yet. No to both. So I like that. And Anthony Zappin, right on cue, sends a $5 super chat saying, "Let's go Herd." His words, not mine. He just likes me. He likes forcing me say. He likes to force me to say, "Let's go Herd." See, it gets me so up in arms that I trip over my words. But right on cue. We still appreciate your support, even though you make me say those three words that I hate saying. I'm very interested in this poll question. We'll see what comes with that. Let me see if I have any quick updates real quick for you. Man, a lot of watch parties tonight, by the way. But that's why I decided to do a live pregame instead of a live watch. I just want to watch and enjoy. And I know there's a lot of other watch parties out there, so... Yeah, Joey says, thank you, Anthony, like clockwork. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. I love it. I love it. Well, I don't love saying "Let's go Herd," but I love the support. You're an awesome supporter, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, subscribing to Golden Blue Dude isn't saying that you agree with Golden Blue Dude. My gosh, if that's what subscribing meant, I would have 0 subscribers. Well, no, I'd probably have like 20. I'd have 20 subscribers if that's what subscribe meant. But that's not what it means. It means, do you like? Do you like, let's see, frustrating me? Do you like arguing with me? Do you like talking trash with me back and forth? You know, stuff like that. Because that's the stuff that I like to do. I love the back and forth. I love it. I don't get mad. I do get aggravated sometimes, but I never take things too serious, because you can't. You can't. I mean, there's a lot of trolls out there that's their job. That they're going to try to make you upset. You can't let it happen. I put it on a recording and play it, and I play it on a loop every night. Let's go, Herd. Man, talk about nightmares. We have West Virginia guys saying Georgia 45, Alabama 37. I like it. I like it. I don't buy for a second Georgia took the dive. They just got out-coached and played. I do buy for a second that they took the dive. Wouldn't be the first time. Conference USA will be a better conference without Marshall and UA. Upgrade out Marshall in Liberty. That's how you upgrade. I love it. That is awesome. Jeff Black says bring Dart home to West Virginia. Let's go. I'm good with that quarterback competition as long as we use them properly. Wisconsin sports fan says Bama 34, Georgia 24. UGA putting 45 up on Bama. Yeah, I would disagree with that. I am with you on that one, Ray Finkel's house. I don't see Georgia putting 45 up. Not breaking 40, in my opinion. Did you see the photos of Caleb Williams in the USC gear that got leaked out from this weekend? Doesn't surprise me, because they were talking about a bidding war, and USC was the highest bidder. And, by the way, that's why Jackson is more than likely coming to West Virginia, because Caleb Williams is going to USC. So, yeah, I believe it. And, by the way, whenever I put that video, that's another thing. I put out a video about Caleb Williams going to WVU. Not like actually going. The point of that video was West Virginia should at least try to get him. Make an effort. I wasn't saying that he's going to West Virginia. I was saying West Virginia should make an effort. That's it. But the way things have turned out, I'm okay. I'm okay with that. Big E 7375 says put Marshall in the Big 12 so we can stomp that ice some more. I agree with that. 12-0 and loving every stomp down we give them. Alabama will probably break 40 if they win. I actually agree with that. If Alabama does win, they will break 40. I can agree with that. Yes, yes, yes. New poll up. Who is the better coach in your opinion? Dude. Look, just because I'm predicting Georgia to beat Alabama is not saying anything about Nick Saban. There should be no other choice on that board other than Nick Saban. Nick Saban is the greatest coach of all time. He just is. Facts, stats, winning percentage, national championships, everything. Nick Saban is not just the better coach. He is the greatest coach of all time. No doubt about it. And some people, especially Alabama fans, think that by me saying that Georgia's going to win tonight, that I'm saying that Kirby Smart's out-coaching Nick Saban. No, not saying that at all. I'm saying Georgia's dominant defense shows up tonight. That's what I'm saying. Double O'Neill says, don't care who wins as long as the SEC takes another L this bowl season. Yep, that's guaranteed. It's also guaranteed that the SEC is winning the national championship. So we might as well accept it. That is a fact. That is happening. The SEC will have a team that wins the national championship. Without a doubt. 100% chance of that. Things are all of a sudden looking up for West Virginia. Yes. I was saying that earlier, how crazy 24 hours. 24 short hours for West Virginia. 24 hours ago, we were all thinking, man, we need to make some big moves in the offseason. A bunch of players in the transfer portal. Man, not sure about the climb anymore. I wasn't saying that because I was trying to point out that those players that were in the transfer portal were the best players on a bad offense. So what are you really losing? Our leading receiver, Winston Wright, to Florida State. Well, he only had 700 yards of catching and 5 touchdowns. I mean, okay. Jarrett Nagy, who everybody was booing out of town anyways. Transfer portal. Okay. Sean Ryan. Hot, cold, not really all that great. Okay. 24 hours later, we're getting the offensive coordinator from USC who led the Pac-12 under Graham Harrell and top 20 offense consistently under Graham Harrell. And plus, we might be getting that dark kid from USC. So, yeah, big changes. Thank you, Big E7375 with the $5 super chat. Don't be surprised if Bill Binnenbaugh doesn't interview at WVU. Doesn't interview at WVU. I like how that's worded. That really makes you think. Don't be surprised if Bill Binnenbaugh doesn't interview at WVU. I had to say that over a couple times. I gotcha. Ray Finkelsow says this will be a low TV rating. Well, a lot of people are coming out and saying that they're definitely not watching. That they've already seen this game. They really don't care who wins. You might be right. West Virginia guy says USC quarterback may be coming to West Virginia with the OC. Yeah, exactly. The Jackson Dart kid. Yes, that is a big possibility. Double O'Neill. So will this be the last watched championship game? The least watched championship game? I'd have to think about that. What would be... Okay, last year, Alabama, Ohio State. No, I think, especially with the Ohio State demographic. I don't know. The Georgia faithful might, they're on a big drought right now. And they want that... This is their second shot in 4 years. I'm trying to think of... If there was a game that was watched less than tonight's game, which one would it be? I'm trying to think back on the past national championships. I think the Auburn-Oregon one wasn't watched all that much. There wasn't that much interest in that one. Who did Florida State beat back in the day for the national championship? Dadgummit, I can't even think. Dang, why can I not... 2013, who did Florida State beat for the national championship? I can't think... Auburn. It was Auburn. No, that one... No, I think that one had some good views because Auburn had that crazy year where they had the crazy catch against Georgia and then the kick 6 against Alabama. So, I don't know. Ryan Day to the NFL. If that's true, who predicted that? Who predicted that? I'm not sure if he's saying that's actually being announced. I'm going to look that up. Because, my gosh, if that's true, then 2 months ago, at least a month ago, I predicted that the Bears were going to fire Uh-oh. They are 9 hours ago, Jim Harbaugh, Ryan Day, and Leslie Frazier. Three days ago, somebody said. If that happens, I caught it first, guys. I caught it first. And y'all know it. If you're a long-time subscriber, y'all know I predicted that Chicago was going to fire Matt Nagy, however you say his name, and that Ryan Day was going to the Chicago Bears. If that happens, y'all know I was the first one that did that one. So I can't wait to go back to my Ohio State Facebook groups and be like, I tried to warn ya. I tried to warn ya. New poll, if Georgia wins tonight, should both teams be considered national champs since they split games? No. Just Georgia. It's the national championship game. Whoever loses is not the national championship. BVD in the house. Big Vol Daddy, a.k.a. Hey, bro. WVU offered Tennessee long snapper A. Skull. He's in the portal. He turned y'all down. Oh, dang. Y'all got... Long snapper turned West Virginia down. Now I'm depressed. Ray Finkelstein said, I bet Deshaun Washington's championship was the lowest rated one. Highly doubtful. Highly doubtful. Because wasn't that the rematch of Alabama? Because Georgia got beat by Alabama, and then the next year they played again, and Clemson, not Georgia, excuse me, Alabama beat Clemson. I believe it was 2015, and then Clemson beat Alabama in 2016. So, yeah, that probably had a decent rating, to be honest with you. Florida State went from beating Auburn in the Natty to losing to Jacksonville State in the Bowden Memorial home game. Yep. Was Memphis football a disappointment or not? It was about on par. I think I had Memphis going either 8-4 or 7-5, so maybe a slight letdown. But I'm not surprised with 6-6. Not really. I'm not. That doesn't surprise me. Yep. Corso picked Georgia. All right, guys. National championship. I'm gonna jump off here. Trust me, there's plenty of watch parties out there. Y'all enjoy the national championship and look out for the video tomorrow. Either, dang, I was wrong, Alabama's national championship, or I tried to tell you, Georgia national championship. All right. Anyways, y'all have a good Monday, and don't forget, next Saturday is my next live show, and then another one Monday. There might be a few in between, but those are the actual schedules. Saturday and Monday. And we're redoing our Patreon page. Quick reminder, we have a $2.99 level now, $4.99 level now, $99, and then still the $19.99. And it's expensive, $49.99, yes, but there is a bunch of stuff included. The usual contest, phone call from me, with me, to me, however you want to word it, going to football games with me in person. A lot of stuff goes into it. So y'all go check out the Patreon page. I'm not sure if we've updated it yet, but that's what's coming. So we have some great stuff coming on Patreon page. Anyways, guys, I'm getting out.